And what was it like out there for you? It seemed like you were almost more in attack mode than maybe playmaker mode, maybe because Jimmy and the other guys were making plays tonight. Everyone else was loading up. What was sort of your mindset there to fill that role tonight?
I mean, I think, honestly, I was just trying to be active on the defensive end. Whatever comes to me on the other end comes to me. Just, like I said, trying to let the game come to me on the offensive end really more than anything.
Spoelstra always talked about, kind of embracing, just staying ready to be ready and attacking the day. Can you just kind of talk about just the mindset of kind of preparing for a moment like this?
Yeah, I mean, I think we do a great job just in this organization in general of being prepared, being ready. All the guys, anybody that's been sitting for a little while, we're in the gym every day. We're still working. We're still just waiting for those opportunities. So I think it's credit to the staff, this organization, and also just the guys themselves, just continuing to work.
You had some. I'm sure you like to be playing every single night, but in the minutes that you have had game to game, do you feel like grading yourself out, you've been making the impact you want to make?
I mean, I think so. I think I've done a pretty good job of at least impacting winning. It's not always going to show up exactly in the stat sheet. It's not going to be overwhelming numbers or anything, but I think I'm just trying to impact winning at a high level. So, I think I like what I've been able to do so far and just want to continue to get better.
You had a couple of moments defending Beal and Booker there late in the game, forcing turnovers. How much do you enjoy getting the challenge of going up against, top-tier offensive players in this league on that defensive end?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that's something that just this team embraces in general. Is just taking those challenges. So I think any chance that I get to be out there and be disruptive, the better.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
Thank you, Drew.
What's it like to see also Bam and Jimmy at their best? Bam in that third quarter when he really turned it for you, Jimmy with the three-pointer and the three-point plays. I mean, I know you've been carrying a heavy load to this point, but sort of like don't forget about those guys also and what they've done, especially Bam in that third quarter, energizing and showing his leadership to turn the game around.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't forget about them. So, yeah, we all know what they're capable of. I said it last game, after the game, what Bam is in this league, and I still know what Jimmy is in this league. So, I didn't forget about him.
Tyler, what were they doing to get you off the line?
Crowding the line, I think. I don't know. I was just playing, but I wasn't even paying attention to that.
What have you seen from the impact of Dru? It seems like every time he gets minutes like that, it's big-time defensive plays, just points. Just what have you seen from him?
I mean, he's just resilient. He went through a knee injury last year. I feel like things were really starting to go well for him, how they were now last year, and then he got hurt. So just happy to see him, back on the court. We all know how aggressive he can be on defense and disruptive, and that's all we need. That's what we want. And, he's going to continue to find different ways on offense to impact the game, so he's doing really well.
I know you guys enjoy a challenge tomorrow, second night of a back-to-back, 21-3, Cleveland coming in here. What are you looking forward to about tomorrow's matchup?
I like playing the best, so, they're at the top of the East right now, and that's where we want to be, so let's go up, compete, see what happens.
Yeah. Thanks, Tyler.
Jimmy, you seem to have that enough is enough kind of look when you came in. You hit the three, you made the 2 3-point plays. Was it just sort of like, okay, you can only toy around so much. They got within 3, let's just end this?
Yes, and we want to win as many games as fast as we can so guys can get some rest. And we got a back-to-back. We got to start competing and winning on our home floor. So that was what that was. Welcome.
Wanted to ask both you guys, the starting group now 6-2 to its 25-8 run before Spo made a substitution in the third quarter. What's working with this starting group? Why is it working, do you think, Jimmy?
Oh, me. I would like to say and think that we're making all the right plays, getting the ball to everybody. We're there in a position to score at a high clip, and then we're guarding. Whenever we're doing that and then we're getting out into the open floor, we see the ball go through the basket, the game seems to get a lot easier. So, kudos to everybody for drawing help and kicking it out to the open guy.
It seemed like you guys, especially at starting, were pretty locked in defensively from the jump. Obviously, Beal and Booker didn't have particularly good nights. They didn't get into the paint very much. What was clicking defensively for all of you?
I think we were all on the same page, understanding the scheme, understanding what we're trying to get done. And that's forced both of them to make difficult shots, give them different looks every time down the court, and just have them thinking the whole game.
Bam, Jimmy, you guys had one of your more offensively potent games of the season. Was it just a night where more shots were falling than usual, or do you think it was something with the process being better, than some other nights?
I think it all in all takes we're sharing the ball, and everybody's making plays, and I feel like we're just reading the game.
Bam, obviously 8 free throw attempts for you in the third quarter. Is that something you're conscious of about getting to the line? Obviously, you're good at driving and creating contact. Haven't had quite as much statistically of that this year. Is that something which you're thinking of?
One of those things where they're calling fouls for me today, I guess.
Jimmy, could you just kind of talk about what you saw out there from Dru Smith, who really just kind of embraced that kind of staying ready, be ready, attack in the day type mentality?
Yeah, he was aggressive on both sides of the ball. I like that. More so on the defensive side, getting his hands on all the loose balls that were on the floor, getting in there, rebounding the basketball, and just making it hell for anybody that he's guarding. And then obviously he's a shot maker, so he'll step in there and make some shots too. I like that for him.
We've seen so much this season how Tyler's carried things and really helped, but obviously to see what Bam did in the third quarter, his energizing, what Jimmy did as closer, is it sort of a reminder about those two? They're very much still here and very much are what they are.
Yeah, that's the way we view it. But look, I get it. If you have a record and where we are right now, you leave yourself open. We leave ourselves open for any kind of narrative. But Bam has been playing winning basketball. And how many games this is, 5 or 6 games where he's basically had close to a triple-double every single game. Again, it's a shame that everybody will only notice if he's scoring. And we don't want him thinking, like that. It'll all come together as long as we're winning. But he can impact in so many different ways. And, his leadership in that third quarter is what I saw. Every side out of bounds that they're running, he was the one organizing everybody. I tried to get our team organized into a zone, and I messed that up. I called it too late, and he's yelling at me. I love it. I want him taking control of the defense. He is our voice. And every coverage, he was communicating it. Every huddle, he was making sure everybody understood what we were doing and what adjustments we were making. When he's like that, he's a special kind of leader. And then, yes, Jimmy in the fourth quarter, he just allows you to have those possessions where you can settle in and know that you're going to get, a smart decision. We put him in the middle of the floor, and he just made every right play, going down the stretch. But we had a lot of contributions. Our starters were very good all the way through, every one of their stints. And off the bench, we need those X factors. Dru was, again, extremely active defensively. I didn't see his stat line, but I just know the impact, that he makes with a lot of winning plays.
You mentioned the starters. It kind of felt like they were pretty locked in defensively from the start. When you are down to the half and you've only given up 12 points in the paint, knowing how you want to play defense, how do you kind of evaluate that at that point?
Yeah, it was the relief points. You play a team like this, it has the 3-point spacing, but they also, do a really good job of moving your defense and shifting you and then getting you in a closeout situation. You have to maintain your concentration, throughout the course of an entire possession. And at halftime, we had some good possessions, but the relief points, the 11 in transition, the 13 second chance, and the 13 second chance, there were, a handful of those where we really scrambled, had good possessions, forced them to miss, and we just kind of exhaled, like thinking that the possession would be over, and then they would get one of those deflating offensive rebounds, kick out threes, where you feel like you've just wasted a bunch of energy. But in terms of just half court, defense, there were some good things, throughout the course of the game.
Erik, that starting group obviously was great in the third quarter. They're 6-2 as a starting group now. What do you like about how they're playing together?
6-2. That's where we are right now. Look, whatever we need to get the job done. We have depth. We need to start, moving in this season. And they were good tonight.
You know, you spoke a little bit about Dru, but he made the most of his 29 minutes that he did, and especially even guarding Devin Booker on a couple possessions, really stripping him of the ball. Just making the most of the minutes, staying ready to be ready. Can you just kind of talk about how he encompasses that whole ideology?
Yeah, he gets it. You know, that process that we talk about, winning the day, you know, he does that every single day. Every single session in a weight room, film session, player development, pre-practice, post-practice, it's like his game 7. And that's not an accident that you're ready when your number is called. You know, we've had a lot of guys already in this early season, you know, that have done that and that contributed, and that's what we need. And maybe tomorrow night we need some more X factors. Who knows? We have a very good team coming in here. But, you know, everybody roots for a guy like Dru because he's a relentless worker, and he's just about winning.
You mentioned Tyler, 7 of 8 from 2. He had 7 assists, 9 rebounds, and I think it's only 3 of the game came in the final minutes there. Just when he's able to kind of hit a different style against the way defense is playing him, just what do you like about that specifically? And what did you see about the way, I guess, they defended him?
It shows, you know, some of his maturity. I feel like, you know, if he shoots a pull-up, he's looking at me like, should I, you know, can I? You know, I don't want to get to that because I trust him now. You know, as a decision maker, and they were fully committed, you know, to getting him off the three-point line. That's a sign of great respect. He still will find ways, you know, to be able to generate, you know, threes. I would like to, you know, always see him be able to generate at least 10. But look, this league is well scouted. Coaching staffs and teams come up with, you know, schemes that get you off of what you do, and can you still be effective? And that's the bottom line. Tonight, he was really effective, and he impacted winning. All right, thank you.